Alright, we're going to do the last segment here, going over my sets. This is a set, I always like the traded sets because you can get a lot of cards for a cheap price at Tops. This comes with 132 cards. I'm not going to go through these because they're not good ones, I just pulled the good ones and cased them. I kind of set them together. These are the good ones though. Andres the Cat Galarraga. I have two more cards of him somewhere else, I'll probably get to them. I think it's another set I have. I already went through Conseco. I accidentally bought one of these, and I realized I had one in the set, so um, I don't know. I'll probably keep two of him because I like them a lot. But another one of Bonds, and I have that one too, so may give one away, may not. There's his teammate Bonilla, who was with the White Sox that year, but joined Bonds the next year. Um, he was a prospect at the time. He had a decent career, but kind of always had a low batting average because he tried to hit too many home runs. Bo Jackson, I showed you, he was one of my favorites. My dad bought that other card for me. This came with the Topps set I bought. I think I got that Topps traded set for like $10. You really can't get a better deal than that. Here's one of the most power hitting shortstops of the era, Tartabull. He hit almost 50 home runs. Um, I hate to make jokes like this, but John Kruk had testicle surgery, and after he did, they started calling him One Nut Kruk, which I think is kind of messed up to make fun of somebody for having a disease, but people do mean things, don't they? Wally Joyner has great contact hitter. Kind of forgotten about. He is good at getting doubles. Hit it through the gaps. Will Clark always felt like more of a movie star than a baseball player. But he was a good baseball player. As you can see, he could have been a movie star as well. He looks like one, basically. That's the best cards out of that set. I'm not going to open up the box and go through the less good cards. This is my favorite set of all time. I actually spent a good amount of money on it because it was, when I was a kid, I think it was a $600 set. We couldn't afford the packs. None of us could. They were like $12, $14 a pack. But because of all the autograph cards, they're now affordable for everybody. And I'm just going to go through some of the better ones from it. Tina Martinez, everybody knows. He hit a lot of home runs, and he fell off really quick after he did it, which kind of makes you think it might be roids, and then he quit. It's hard to say because he never really put on all the bulk. He just had a couple freakish years. Delano DeShields was a great prospect at one time, really good at stealing bases and getting on base. Played for the now extinct Expos. Omar Vizquel. Ricky Henderson, I told you, was a big favorite of mine. I guess I'm going to go through more of these than I thought. They're neat cards. Many of you remember Jim Abbott, who only had one hand. Funny enough, I remembered him being cut off at the elbow, but as you can see there, he has an elbow in the forearm, but there's no hand in the glove. He would switch the glove at the last minute, and he did it so quick, he'd catch all the hits that went to him. I guess you have to compensate. You find a way to learn stuff like that. Crime Dog Fred McGriff with the Braves, but it was on San Diego when this card was made. Smoltz, one of the greatest pitchers in Braves history. David Cone, who threw a no-hitter, had some great years with the Mets. Luis Gonzalez, who eventually got traded to the Diamondbacks when they became a franchise. He had some good years there. This guy was the only good player on the Florida Marlins that we went to go watch back when they were an expansion team. Their second and third best guys I thought were pretty good, but they wouldn't have even started on any other team. But anyway, Conine had a high batting average. I had another neat card of him, but I gave it away already. Tom Glavine, another great Braves pitcher. This guy came. This guy came into the league. Phil Plantier hit a lot of home runs as a rookie coming off the bench, and we all thought he was going to be something. It never panned out. Marquise Grissom was with Delano DeShields on that Expos team. They came out together in their rookie year, and both of them were good. I shouldn't need to say much about Sosa. I'd already talked about him, but here's his Jerry Curl White Sox card. Will Clark again. And then the Big Hurt. I really like this card. This was my favorite card out of the set. I never got it as a kid because it was worth like $60 or $80 then, but now it's affordable. Frank Thomas rookie card from that set. The Unit, Randy Johnson, 6'11", threw 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. And then his rookie card, I had a couple of these, so I gave one away. Cal Ripken Jr., can't help but talk about him. I have a magazine that goes with him from when he set the record. I'm probably going to keep it, I think. Deion Sanders. I wish I had a football card of him. I might buy one at some point. Skip him. Olerud almost hit 400. He was batting like 391 at the All-Star break. And I think he finished like 367 or 387. I don't know. It was a little further away. Chris Carpenter Pitched in the Game 7 of the World Series at age 46. He's now 47, I believe, and still a very good pitcher. Here's another steroid user, Rafael Palmeiro. Here's that Griffey card I showed earlier. I'm going to give one away because I had two of them and it's a neat card. I want somebody else to have and be able to enjoy it. It's a nice picture of him. Travis Fryman had some good years with the Tigers. Got one more stack of these to go through before I move on to the next set. Only got about 5 minutes here. So. Nolan Ryan pitching a baseball in a suit. How cool is that? This is a good picture of Bonds. It's kind of, you're not sure if he's really posing or if somebody snuck a picture of him, but it's a very candid shot. I told you I like Bonds. It's one of those things where I don't like him as much as Griffey because he cheated, but he was good before he cheated. So that's my measuring mark. If they were already a good player and they use roids, I lose respect. But still, any steroid user couldn't go out and hit a 100-mile-per-hour fastball and knock it out over the fence. So there's still skill involved. Bo Jackson, one of my favorite outfielders. He was one of my favorite players. I wish his career lasted longer. It was really sad he suffered that football injury. Ryan Sandberg, I showed you his rookie card earlier. Todd Hundley, one of the better catchers in Mets history. Strawberry again, showed you his rookie card earlier. Tom Gordon, he eventually became one of the best closers in the league, but of course he had his days of starting as a youngster. Kenny Rogers kind of did the same thing. He's old and still pitching as well. Robin Ventura was a great second baseman for the White Sox. I had a lot of cards of his at one point, but I always give them away to people that I think will appreciate them because I have too many baseball cards as it is. Matt Williams, he's a slugger. I don't know if he used roids or not. There's somebody you're not sure about. Clemens did, but like I said, it really is a heartbreaker when I found out he did. Because what pitcher uses steroids? And it seems like to be the most counterproductive position to use them because of the way they damage your body. But just one more little stack of this set. This is the David Justice card I was talking about. I just like David Justice a lot, and it's a neat picture of him. He looks like he's happy, and you should be happy if you play pro sports. I mean, you're doing your dream and getting millions of dollars for it. I'm doing my dream and not getting millions of dollars for it, and I'm happy, so I can't imagine how much better it would be if you're making that kind of money. Don Mattingly. Everybody likes Don Mattingly. He never used steroids. He was before that stuff. I think I already showed him Edgar Martinez, but there he is again, from this set anyway. Another great Braves pitcher from my favorite Braves team, Steve Avery. I showed you how much I like Gary Sheffield, and this is his card from this set. It looks like he's laying down a bunt. As to why Gary Sheffield would be practicing bunting when he can hit so many homers, your guess is as good as mine. Larry Walker, I showed you him. Great hitter for the Expos. Eventually, I can't remember where he moved on to. It seems like he was with the Expos a long time. Puckett, a sad story I just recounted. There's him again. He's a chubby guy, but a lot of baseball players seem to really get away with that. Greg Maddux, one of the best pitchers in the 90s. Mo Vaughn. I showed you the Poppy Ortiz card earlier. He was kind of the pre-Poppy because he played for the Red Sox. He was also heavy, and he also hit a lot of home runs and struck out a lot, just like Ortiz does. Ray Lankford was good at one point as a rookie, and then he fell off. Same with this guy, Scott Erickson. Started off real strong as a rookie pitcher for the Twins, and just never had a long career after starting off really well. Wade Boggs, what can you say? He's Boggs. Great hitter. I already told you about how I feel about Canseco. I like him a lot, despite his weirdness. Writing a book about everybody using roids when people think he did himself. Here's Prince's his father, rather. I told you about Prince earlier. I think that takes us back to the beginning. That's all the cards I'm going to show for that set, but I have like maybe not 600, about 600 more of that particular set, and it's a great set. There's so many good action shots and candid shots and stuff in that set. That's maybe why it sold for so much. This is the 86 Leaf set. It looks like 86 Donruss, but it's actually not. Here's computer logging me in just a second so I can make sure I'm holding this up to the camera people. This is the Cal Ripken from that set. Here's the Puckett, which I have two of, so I'm going to give one away actually. Pass it over there. Galarraga, 2 of those. Get one of those away as well. That was all. Oh no, that's some cards of case from the '86 Leaf set, but there's really a lot of other good ones. I'm not going to show all of them. Mr. October. I don't have any old cards of him, but this is an '86 card of Reggie Jackson. He always looked so famous the way he wore sunglasses. I guess he was. Wade Boggs again. And then we got Mr. Mustache, Eddie Murray. Mr. Mustache. Ryan Sandberg. I guess I do want to show a lot of these. They're cards that are good from the set. I pulled them out for a reason, of course. Tony Gwynn. Now there's Tony Gwynn Jr. playing. He's pretty good too, actually, as one might expect. This guy I liked more for his backflips in his game, but he was good, of course. Ozzie Smith. The Wizard. Pete Rose, his tie-breaking hit record. Pete Rose gambled, as we all knew, but some people are alcoholics, others gamble. The only difference is he gambled on the sport he played in. That's a bit much. Let's skip him. Already showed Ozzie Smith. Alright, I went through those relatively quickly. Those are my favorite cards from the '86 Leaf set. This wasn't actually a set. I just bought a lot of them. Like 25 cards for, I don't remember, $20. It was pretty cheap. Johnny Bench. Getting towards the end of his career. Oh, here's my other Mr. October Reggie Jackson card. It's a better action shot of him. Andre Dawson. Can't forget what a great hitter he was for so long. Another Expos player. The Expos had some good players. It's just a shame the team no longer exists. I like this guy because he had the same last name as my first name, George Brett. He's got on first a lot. He'd get singles all the time. I didn't realize Carl Yastrzemski was a designated hitter. I feel like he had to have started playing a position. But it says DH, and I don't know. Years before my time, of course. It was an '84 card, and I was 3 years old, and I didn't watch baseball. And he's old looking in this picture, but his last year he still batted .266 with 10 home runs and 56 RBIs and 119 at bat, 380 at bats only, which is not very much. So he was probably only hitting DH some games. Winfield, great home run hitter. Here's Sandberg's rookie card, Fleer. I showed you the Topps one already, which I had 2. I only have 1 of the Fleer. It's kind of a prettier card than the Topps, but prettier isn't always better, is it? Ricky Henderson. I told you about how I love his speed. And here you can see Eddie Murray and his ridiculous mustache in full force. I'm trying to get that really close. Look at that. Does that look like a baseball player or a detective? I'm going with detective. 2 is Strawberry. Gonna give 1 away. Rookie cards. Tim Raines, who I only sort of remember. He played a little past this era. I showed many boxes, but here's another. I think Franco played till he was 50. And here he is when he was not 50. This is an '83. He only played two seasons in the pros at that point. He played until he was about 50. Unfortunately, that's not on his eyes. It's just on the case. I have $6 written over it. I could pull it out, but that falls into more trouble than it's worth category. Carlton Fisk. I remember him to be one of the better catchers. Tony Fernandez. I'm not sure why I pulled him, because he's probably not as good as I thought he was. Just good at stealing bases, and 437 at bats. He stole 35 bases. And last is the chubby Fernando Valenzuela. Does not look like a baseball player. Struck people out like no one's business. I'm almost done with the set.